Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are well. It's officially 1 month to Christmas, so I dusted off my Christmas time cup. In today's video we'll make a new track with the Arturia V Collection, which is so far my favorite vintage instruments collection. In particular, in this video we use some of the instruments included because there are a lot, and I use those ones which I use most in my projects, and I try to make everything out of them. So bassline, synths, pads, melodies, effects, everything I managed to do in this 10 to 15 minutes video, so don't pretend too much for me, okay? If you then fall in love with the collection like I did, there is a big deal on Plugin Boutique up to the 8th of December where you can get the bundle for 50% of the price. If you're interested, you find the link in the description. Remember, it's an affiliate link, so if you buy from there, you also support the channel. Without further ado, let's get it started. So guys, let's first take a look at the Arturia collection, and let's talk just a little bit about all the plugins you have here. So there aren't only synths, but there are also instruments like pianos, organs. The first one is the ARP 2600, super famous semi-modular plugin, semi-modular synth that we will use to make the bass line. Then we have the B3, which is the emulation of the Hammond organ. Buchla Easel, super famous West Coast synthesizer by John Buchla. Is it John? I don't remember. Clavinet. Oh, yeah, the clavinet, the Stevie Wonder favorite instrument. CMI, this is one of the first samplers in the history. CS80, another synthesizer. I tried this on some pods, is very, very nice. The CZ, which is a synth from Casio. Still have to try this out actually. The DX7 is from Yamaha, great synthesizer. This is complicated to program, but guys, Arturia is well known for this collection, and inside the collection is well known for the amazing, enormous amount of presets. So if you don't know a lot about synthesis, you can use presets. Of course, if you know how to use your device, you will be able to modify those presets and make the sound closer to your needs. Farfisa is the super famous sound from The Doors. Jupiter 8 by Roland, love this. Matrix 12V, super powerful instruments. This should be by Oberheim. The presets are super good, you find very nice effects. Mellotron, famous piano, particular piano. Mini, the Mini Moog from Moog. Okay. Then we have Modular, which is the emulation of the Moog modular, so you can pick different modules, connect them. If you need to get into modular, this is a great way to start learning. Then we have the emulation of a piano. Prophet, this is my go-to instrument for pods. Sam V2, this is the famous instrument which was used to make Stranger Things Damn Song. Solina, this was made for emulating strings, by the way. Stage 73 is the emulation of the famous Fender Rhodes Stage 73 piano, electric piano, and this is very close how it works to the Bulitzer, which is another famous electric piano, but they have different sound, so you need to check them both. Synclavier, this was a digital synthesizer of the 70s. Vox Continental is another organ by Vox. And then, last but not least, Synthy. The Synthy is a very complicated instrument, very interesting. Now, let's get into the project. I've already prepared something, which are the drums. This video is not focused on drums, so I won't spend time making drums. So, what do you have here? Let's start from the whole pattern. The kick is from Traumer's sample pack on Sample Market. If you're interested, you find the link in the description. Then I have this hi-hat loop. You know, usually I use one shots, but in this case I wanted to make it fast, so then I took this loop from Loop Cloud. Then I have this, still from Loop Cloud. The clap is from Traumer's Pack. And then this very simple hi-hat loop made with one shots from Traumer's Pack as well. It's just a groove to get the track going and start building things on it, okay? So for the bass line, I've already made a sequence, but I want to show you how we can make a very subby bass on the ARP 2600. So let's start a new track. At first, it can seem quite intimidating, but it really isn't. You just need to understand the flow, the signal flow, and then it will be very easy to understand. Also, if you already have a modular system, you will be more likely to understand what is going on here. This is a semi-modular synthesizer. And semi-modular means that it's pre-patched. You can run it without any cable, but you can change those internal patches just by connecting external cables. So if you start from the one oscillator sine, so this is just a sine. If I take out this cable, so there are no cable in, I still can hear something, but it's now a pulse wave. To understand how it's pre-patched, you just need to look at these orange labels. If you take a look at the VCF, for example, you see here VCO2 pulse wave. This is the pulse waveform, and this is all the way up, so the volume is at maximum level. So that means that it's receiving audio from VCO2 by default without patching it externally. But if I want to change the waveform, then I need to connect it externally. So I want the sine wave, so I connect it externally from sine output audio to VCO2 input. Now I can't explain everything about it because this would take hours. So let's try to make a sine wave with just a little bit of square wave to add some harmonics. So I have the sine wave inside here that goes inside the VCF. Now if I take a look at here, I receive the VCO1 square wave. I just need to raise the volume. Okay, let's mix these two waveforms like this, and that's it. Now if I want to control the frequency, I can control it like this, but also you can see here on the controls, on the voltage controlled parameters, I receive a voltage from the ADSR. You can see the filter close, and that's controlled by the ADSR. If I don't want the control by the ADSR, I just take this sort of dry wet to 0, and now I control it manually. Then the VCF goes inside the VCA, so the amplifier. That's the label that tells me. And yeah, that's the volume. But also the volume, the VCA can be controlled by the A and R, the attack and the release of this section. It's pre-patched and it's already 100% wet. So if I raise up the release time, I can make a longer tail. Let's take down a little bit this square wave, which is too much to me. And let's check it out. Of course, this is the simplest sound that you can achieve with the ARP 2600s. There are so many sounds. Also, this originally is a monophonic synthesizer, but on Arturia you can make chords with this sound, with these synths, so that's a plus. Now, what should we make? We could make a sort of second bass line, so a sort of higher bass line. So let's try with Synths V2 in this case, and let's dig some presets and see what we can find out. Okay, let's... This is monophonic, so we can't make chords, but we can, of course, make it polyphonic. And you select poly. And of course, we don't have to stop here. We can start changing the sound a little bit. So for example, I want to act a little bit on the filter. So here you have the filter type. So high pass, you can make a sort of dry wave between high pass and notch, and then you go to low pass and then band pass. So let's make it low pass, 100% low pass. So I want it to close. Something like this. What should we add now? So I'd usually add the Prophet, but now I want to go through some other instrument to see if we have something more original than the usual sound that I use. So let's try with the CZ and see if we can find a nice preset. So we have, for example, some effects. Because if we add an auto filter here, and here we go. Now let's try to make a pad. I can try with the CS80. That's nice. So let's try to make something weird. Now let's go to modulations and let's try to modulate the filter frequency. So show modulation. I switched off this annoying snap automation to the grid. Yeah, super nice already. I love it. I'd like to add the Bulitzer because it's an instrument that basically I use in every one of my tracks. Also here you have many presets, and also you have these guitars effects which you can change here. I love this. I love this. My dad. Why this preset is called My Dad? Here we go. The last thing that I want to make, it's with a Prophet at this point, and I want to make a very, long pad in the background. There are many pads that you can start from. For example, I really like this opening pad. A thing that I discovered about the Prophet is when you raise up the resonance. You can make very, very interesting sounds. Quantize. Put this at the beginning. We can automate the filter. And I also want to automate the cutoff. So let's Okay, let's see if I can raise of an octave this. And this is just on the session view. Then when you go to the arrangement, you can do way more automations. That starts to get really interesting. Okay guys, so it's I think you get the idea of these plugins. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. Go get them if you don't have them yet. This will level up your productions for sure. What else can I say? I hope I've inspired you a little bit to try out this collection. I hope I've shown you just a tiny piece of how powerful this is, or how many sounds you can make. You find the link to the collection on Plugin Boutique in the description of the video. If you buy it from there, you also support the channel. You also find the link to the samples that I used from Sample Market. Also, thanks everybody who bought my second sample pack. I've heard about many happy people, so keep buying it. And guys, thanks for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye bye.